Loves, we are stepping into the powerful full moon in Libra. I had to do a video on this. This is not the typical thing that I talk about, although I do talk about it inside our Limitless Academy membership and inside my programs. But it is so pivotal to what I speak to with Reinvention that I had to come in and talk to you about this because, ladies, this is the time. If there was ever a time for your glow up, if there was ever a time for you to step into the fear of what your heart is calling you to, if there was ever a time for you to transform your body, anything about your looks, anything about your health, your wealth, your body is your bank account, this is the time. So we want to use these energies. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 distinct things to do to support you during this Libra full moon. This is unlike any other full moon ever. And why I'm saying that is because Venus is out and about, guys. And ladies, she is here for you to find love, for you to enhance the love in your life. You're also going to be tested in your relationships. So it's really, really important that at this time, we stop settling for what's ordinary and we up level to what's extraordinary. We stop settling for what's safe and comfortable and who we've been, and we trust in the call on our heart to go higher and for what's next and to where we're being called to. This full moon is a rebirth. It is a time for you to completely stop letting anything about who you've been, stories, identities. I cannot tell you the number of women that have messaged me and they've talked to me about and what they're wanting and where they're going. And you want to know the number one thing that aligns with each and every one of them? They're caught in an old story, an old identity, an old narrative that's telling them that it can't happen, that it's not meant for them, or that they're too much, or that they're too sensitive, or that they don't have what it takes, or they're caught in the fear of, I don't know how. You're not supposed to know how. God knows how. Source energy knows how. Your job is to align with the divine and use that beautiful divine feminine energy to get intuitively connected. But it's not going to happen up here. It happens in here. I'm going to say that again, guys, stay with me. It does not happen up here. This is logic. This is ego. This is human reasoning. We don't want human reasoning. We want a quantum leap. We want to dive into where we want to go. We want to go for our dreams. We have one big, bold, beautiful life. And this Libra full moon, the energies right now going into April at this time, your soul came here to be in 2025 as a woman. This is unprecedented times. You can go and literally be, do, have anything. You can get on social media right now at 95 and start a channel and start making loads of money. You could do whatever you want to do. There are no rules. That's unnerving to a lot of people. This Libra full moon is going to test you. It's going to challenge you. It's going to have you say, wait a minute, hold the phone. And just like all my women in here in midlife, just like me, where we're looking back and we're like, what? It's all coming together. We're like, it's all just a game. There were no rules. Well, why did I do it that way? Wait, nobody knew what they were doing. I was just following another human. You have to pave your own path. That's what you're being called to right now. You're not going to see someone who's done it because only you can do it the way that you're going to do it. And that's what makes you uniquely you. So I'm going to tell you something else about this Libra full moon, but this is also about reinvention in this time and the women. So I'm going to say this right now. If you are a woman over 40, if you are in a major life transition, if you are sitting there and you're empty nesting, or you just had a baby, or you lost a mother like me, or you are sitting there, you just moved to a new city, or you lost your job and you're sitting there questioning everything, you are being divinely redirected because your soul was saying, hey, we need a course correction here. We were starting to go the wrong way. We were going down a path based off of who we've been and who we were told to be by default, but now you get to design it. You get to design it. You get to go higher. You get to do it your way. There is nothing more beautiful. And yes, it is scary. Do you know how many women, I just talked to a woman yesterday and she's like, but what if I go there and I'm petrified because what if my husband doesn't like me? And what if my kids don't? And what if my family, they only know me? And I'm going to tell you this. Yes, people get very used to you being the one struggling. You being the one that needs money, you being the one that's always sick, you being the one that's always talking about your weight. It's going to trigger them when you start to own who you are, when you start to be bold and confident and you're going, wait a minute, I'm coming from an empowered place, but give them credit to rise to meet you. And trust me, those that weren't meant to stay. They were meant for a season. They could come again, but we don't want to allow our chameleon to be the guide for our next level. We don't want to allow who we've been and facets of ourselves of playing small to be what keeps us small, to pacify everybody else. Because you're doing a disservice, because they're never getting to really love you, all of you, because you don't know you yet. So for some of you, you do. For many, it's going to be a reinvention. It's going to be an asking at this point in your life, do you still want to eat the same way, move the same way, dress the same way, have the same hairstyle, wear the same makeup, have the same friends, live in the same place? You're going to come into question with things. And now is the time to align with your worth and your divinity, and to know that you are the omnipotent power of your life. To no longer outer source, but inner source. To allow yourself to be the guide. To know that it is your call on your heart to go higher. And that call, even though scary and might not make any sense, and you don't even know where you're going, is the call. Because you know it, or you wouldn't even be thinking about it. You know it because the rest of your life doesn't feel aligned anymore. That's the call. That's your sign. So then the call is to trust in the divine, to trust and have faith. Because remember, faith and fear, they call on the same level of energy to move in response to an unknown. Fear, you don't know. You're just living in what ifs. Faith, you don't know. But which one do you want to bet on? I'm going to bet on faith over fear, because faith is going to guide you there. That's your fortune teller. And I always say fear is a fortune teller when we lean into it. And that faith is giving you the guidance. It's your crystal ball. Those little intuitive hits, those nudges, that's the crystal ball. You don't need anybody else. You need to trust yourself. And that's what you're being called to. And during this Libra full moon, there's a few things I want you to do. I want you to take time to really get clear on what's calling you to rise and what's calling you to fall away. Put these both in two columns. What am I rising to and what's being called to fall away? Just ask your higher self. You're going to get things like stop eating these foods. These relationships aren't working. I'm this second guessing myself. You're going to get a whole list. And then you're going to get, what am I being called to? What am I being called to rise? Where's my heart been pulling me? What have been the intuitive guidance? What's over here? Make those lists, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to get a beautiful, it's called moon water, and you're going to create this. You're going to create your manifestation. You're going to write your letter of what you desire most, what you would absolutely love. And we're going to go to the end state of you're already her. You don't need to have all the answers, guys. Just what would you love? Don't think about logic. Don't think about realistic. Don't think about what makes sense. I want to know, I can wave a magic wand. What do you want? What would just have you be like mind blown? Like, oh my God, all my dreams came true. Okay. You're going to write that down. You're going to write it. And then you're going to read it, and you're going to fill up a glass carafe. It can even just be a glass, a beautiful glass, regular glass. You can go and get a beautiful pitcher, get something, but it needs to be glass, clear glass. And you're going to fill it up, and you're going to read it and speak the words into it. And then you're going to put this with your little thing outside under the moon, and you're going to let it saturate overnight. And it's on top of, you're putting it on top of what you're wanting to manifest. This little ritual, it's beautiful. Just go with me here, guys. You can add rose petals to it if you want. You could put crystals, whatever. You're going to put this in the moon water. Water is activating. It's actually proven water heals you on a cellular level, and it shifts your cells. Our cells are changing at all times. So it would only make sense, as scientifically proven, that cells respond to water and vibrational energy. When you speak in vibration, look at Dr. Emoto's studies around water, speaking into water, that actually, when he spoke love to water, it grew in clarity. When he spoke hate to water, it actually evaporated and grew into this like gross muck in the bottom, and it was just like black. And then when he spoke indifference to the other middle glass of water, it shrunk and got murky. There's a reason. It's proven that our cells hear our words, and our vibration has a frequency, and it will transmute and transform for you. So why wouldn't you want to believe that it's going to help you manifest your dreams? Just, guys, seriously. Let's have some fun. So you're gonna put this, but it's actually proven. So you're gonna put this out under the light, and in the morning, you're gonna drink it. And as you're drinking it, you're gonna affirm, this is now me. I have now quantum leaped into and aligned with the highest and best version of me. All of my dreams are realized. There is nothing more for me to do but align with the divine and trust in what I'm being called to. This is what I want you to do. Allow these energies to activate. Allow them to move for you and drench yourself in the potency of this. Be in the deliciousness of being a female at this time and space. And instead of looking back with regret or looking and wondering, I still have to heal this and I don't, you don't have to heal anything. You are healed. You are magnificent. You are whole. The call to arms is to no longer try to conform to the rest of society, but to actually come into wholeness, to come home to yourself and to be uniquely you and allow that to guide you, because that's why you're here, to create from that, to love from that, to be from that. And in that energy, there's nothing more for you to do, because when you're authentically you, then you're gonna align with people that they're gonna love you, they're gonna see you truly and wholly, and they're gonna respect you, and they're gonna rise to meet you. And those that aren't meant to are going to fall away, and most likely they were taking your energy anyway. And the purpose driven and the money, everything's now going to match this elevated energy, because this is who you truly are. And you being anything other was what was blocking you from receiving, because it wasn't aligned. It wasn't authentic to you. So the universe, source energy, God had a hard time seeing you, finding you, connecting you. And once you come in with the clarity instead of ambiguity, well, then the universe has to match that frequency. Do this. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. And if you want more videos like this, let me know. Doors are still open to Reinvention. They are closing in 1 week. If that is you and you're ready for your next level and want to be in a 6-month, highly immersive, supportive container to dramatically take your mind, body, and life to the next level, your business, your body's your bank account, girl, then apply today and let's talk and see if that's for you. And if you want to be in my life, mind, body mastery membership called Limitless Academy, link is below. Would love to see you there. And no matter what, please subscribe, like, comment. I'm just so grateful for you being a part of this community. Let me know the videos that you want. I'm here for you every step of the way. We're rising higher together. Have a beautiful and blessed day.